You are not going to believe the absolute chaos Meghan Markle just stirred up. And no, this isn't about a show flopping or some contract quietly getting canceled behind the scenes. Oh no. This storm started with nothing more than a phone camera, some cardboard signs, loud rap music, and a video she never, ever should have filmed. Picture this: Meghan at home, phone propped up, music blaring. She's holding these homemade cardboard signs, each one with the name of a big studio written on it. Not studios she loves, but studios that rejected her. Paramount, HBO, Blumhouse, Netflix. And she's tearing through them one by one like she's in some rebellious high school drama performance, except this time, it's real life with real consequences. And then she gets to the Netflix sign. This is where things take a sharp, dangerous turn. She stares straight into the camera, no smile, no playfulness, and starts unloading. I mean, really unloading. She claims the Netflix set was toxic, that producers tried to silence her, and then she drops these bombshell details about Netflix projects that hadn't even been announced yet. Months of carefully planned reveals? Spoiled in seconds. And if that wasn't enough, she straight up tells the entire plot of the first 4 episodes of her show's second season. No trailer yet, no teaser, nothing. This wasn't some accidental live stream or hacked phone. This was intentional. And the wildest part? Netflix didn't even discover it through a leak. Her own agent and manager saw the video, panicked, and rushed to tell Netflix before she could post it. That's when everything exploded behind the scenes. Netflix was already embarrassed by how badly the first season of With Love Meghan had performed. Critics tore it apart. Audience scores were in the gutter, and viewership numbers? Painfully low. They'd quietly pulled millions from the marketing budget for season 2 and even scrapped the big trailer launch they'd planned for late July. Their new plan was to keep things quiet, drop the season without drawing too much attention, and hope no one noticed the mess. But Meghan? She was furious. She felt Netflix had abandoned her, and instead of handling it through negotiations or private talks, she decided to take matters into her own hands. Big mistake. Talking about behind-the-scenes drama? Forbidden by contract? Spoiling storylines? Absolutely not. Leaking unannounced projects? That's a legal nightmare. But Meghan didn't just break one rule. She tore through several clauses in one go. Now, she reportedly agreed to hold off on posting the video, for now. But she's still threatening to drop it once season 2 comes out, saying she wants to tell her truth about what really happened on set. Netflix already has the lawyers lined up and ready to pounce the second she does. And here's the kicker. When Netflix confronted her, Meghan wasn't even slightly apologetic. She doubled down. She told them she could do whatever she wanted. She called out her own team for betraying her. She accused Netflix of deliberately sabotaging her. This wasn't a little PR crisis. It was Meghan declaring all-out war. Within days, she was without an agent, without a manager, and quietly blacklisted from most of the studios she slammed in the video. Her career hanging by a thread? And the worst part? This wasn't just some heat-of-the-moment blow-up. People inside the industry say Meghan had been planning this stunt for a while. Those cardboard signs, they weren't props. They were a message. Ted Sarandos, Netflix's co-CEO, didn't even flinch when the footage was shown to him. Sat there, arms crossed, eyes locked on the screen as Meghan ripped through studio logos and launched into her rant. And when it was over, silence for 2 whole minutes. Then, just 6 words. "We're done with her. Make it clean." That's how fast it all fell apart. See, Meghan thought she was exposing the system. But really, she just handed Netflix the perfect excuse to end the partnership entirely. The show's poor performance was already making executives nervous, but now they had a breach of contract on camera. Internally, Netflix had been moving away from her for months, pulling ad money, shifting social media staff to other projects, reassigning promo spots. Meghan noticed. She felt iced out, but instead of rallying her team or adjusting her strategy, she went rogue. And that's where the real problem began. Because Netflix isn't just another company, it's a massive corporation with airtight contracts, NDAs, and a reputation to protect. Meghan's accusations of toxicity or creative suppression weren't new. Netflix has heard it all before. But spoiling unreleased shows and leaking confidential corporate plans? That's the kind of thing that turns a messy disagreement into a legal disaster. Her own agents didn't report her out of spite. They did it to protect themselves. They'd spent years vouching for her, promising Netflix she could lead a project. And in a single video, she destroyed all of it. When her team confronted her, Meghan lashed out at them too. She accused them of jealousy, of trying to control her image, of sabotaging her success. But people close to the situation say her team was simply exhausted. One longtime staffer reportedly told a friend, "We spent 2 years putting out fires. This time, she lit the whole forest." Even Netflix execs were shocked, not because Meghan revealed anything catastrophic, but because her behavior was so erratic, so self-destructive. Greg Peters, Netflix's other co-CEO, was apparently shaken after seeing the video. He called an emergency meeting with marketing and legal, and by the end of the day, the decision was made. No third season, no side projects, nothing. The cord wasn't just pulled, it was cut completely. But Meghan didn't stop. She started reaching out to smaller networks, indie producers, even trying to pitch herself for industry exposés. She began painting herself as a whistleblower, the one brave soul standing up to Netflix. But those cardboard signs? No one was inspired. Studios saw them as a big, flashing warning sign. Do not hire. Netflix, meanwhile, is fully prepared. Their lawyers have timestamps, contracts, and detailed breakdowns of every violation. If Meghan ever posts that footage, even as deleted scenes or art, they'll hit her with everything they've got. And this isn't just about her. Netflix wants to make an example. If someone as high profile as Meghan can burn bridges publicly without consequences, it sets a dangerous precedent. Behind closed doors, there's even talk about going after damages to recoup the lost marketing budget. And here's the most brutal part. Meghan's own name is now being quietly flagged in studio submission filters. Agencies that once fought to get her meetings are suddenly restructuring or going radio silent. She's not officially blacklisted, but unofficially, it's loud and clear. One industry exec put it perfectly. She brought a sword to a handshake. Everyone was willing to work around her quirks, her demands, her last-minute rewrites. But leaking private projects, trashing your own show, and turning on collaborators in front of a global audience, that's a whole other level. Even her fans are divided. Some call her brave for speaking out. But even among supporters, there's confusion. Why sabotage your own work? Why attack the very platform that gave you millions in creative control? The answers don't seem calculated. They seem emotional, impulsive, and that's the heart of this disaster. Meghan wanted control over her story, her image, her life after royalty. But she picked the wrong battlefield. Streaming giants like Netflix, they don't brawl in public. They don't get into messy back and forths. They let lawyers do the talking. They close doors quietly, freeze you out, and make sure the industry knows you're radioactive, without ever saying your name. And now that Meghan's on the outside, she's learning just how small Hollywood gets when your reputation flips from talent to trouble. Word is she's already trying to rebrand, again. There's chatter about a podcast comeback, whispers of a tell-all book. Some even claim she's thinking of going fully independent, producing her own content so she doesn't have to answer to anyone. Sounds bold, right? The problem? Credibility. That's not something you can buy back overnight, especially when your last big collaboration ended in scorched earth drama and legal threats. Netflix, meanwhile, has moved on without blinking. Their new campaigns are pumping money into bigger, safer shows. And with Love, Meghan? Oh, it's still coming out, but don't expect the red carpet treatment. There's no press tour, no big premiere, no glossy magazine spreads. It's going to be slipped quietly onto the platform, buried between splashier titles, like they're hoping people miss it entirely. A few awkward tweets, maybe a generic Instagram post, and then silence. And Meghan? She's left holding on to this infamous video. The one nobody in the industry wants to touch, the one she keeps threatening to release. She's convinced it's her truth, but to everyone else, it's a legal time bomb. Here's what makes it worse. Netflix has already frozen all future royalty payouts from the With Love Meghan project. Meghan's team is fighting it, saying, hey, the footage was never actually posted. But Netflix has a different view. They're calling it intent to distribute. And legally, that's enough for them to pull the plug on the money. Other studios might be staying quiet publicly, but behind closed doors, the message is crystal clear. Stay away. Meghan's name is being red flagged in submission filters. Agents are quietly telling their clients, don't even think about pitching to her. And here's the brutal truth. She's not officially blacklisted, but unofficially. The walls are closing in. One Hollywood executive put it bluntly, she brought a sword to a handshake. We could deal with the quirks, the demands, the rewrites. But leaking private projects, spoiling your own show, and turning on your team in front of the world, that's dangerous. Even her fans can't agree. Some are standing by her, calling her a hero for speaking out. But even they can't explain why she'd sabotage her own career like this. Why attack the very platform that gave her millions and full creative freedom? The moves don't feel strategic. They feel emotional, impulsive. Meghan wanted total control over her image, her story, her post-royal life. But Netflix plays by strict corporate rules, and she crossed the line. Now she's stuck in Hollywood limbo. Too controversial for big studios, too risky for smaller ones. If she releases the video, Netflix will hit back hard. If she doesn't, she loses her truth-teller angle. Industry chatter says she might self-fund a docu-series to cast herself as a victim. But to studios, she looks less like a survivor and more like someone who could burn everything down on the way out. In Hollywood, you can be disliked, but not unpredictable. Unpredictable means unbankable. Netflix isn't taking this personally. It's business. And with love, Meghan will likely slip onto the platform with zero fanfare. The headlines will fade, but that video, the cardboard signs, the rant, the spoilers, will remain a permanent cautionary tale. Now, Meghan's left rewriting her story, hoping someone's still willing to listen.